These are the guardians of the nation, the men and women in blue, khaki, and sometimes white. And they have friends, four-legged friends, which are the horses and canines, who are working strongly with them to protect you and me at carnival time. So let's find out more about the Mounted and Canine Branch tonight. Acting Sergeant Kevin Jellineau, who has been with the Mounted Branch for over 4 decades, explains that the key to training horses for high-stress environments is an incremental approach.
Horses learn from repetition and also gradual exposure. So what would usually happen is that we would gradually introduce the horses repetitiously to whatever environment that we would like them to work in. Over a period of time, they get accustomed, and that would go towards the final day that we are really expected to have them function.
This approach helps them remain calm and collected even when faced with loud music, bustling crowds, or sudden noises.
So we would start off with calmly engaging them into the activity, and as the animal shows that calmness and that tenderness, temperament, we would actually increase the intensity.
The training includes desensitization techniques where horses are exposed to car horns, sirens, and music. These loud sounds are initially introduced at a lower volume, with the level being gradually ramped up over time, leading to real events like the Parade of Carnival. Rider skill also plays a critical role.
The rider plays a very integral role in terms of his responsibility to actually read the signs that the animal would give. A nervous animal would give certain signs, like being stressed. They use their ears, they would use their body, you would actually feel the movements. So the rider plays that integral part in actually recognizing those cues and putting in the technique, calming methods, like just a pat, reassurance with their voice, reassurance with the aids, such as the hands, the legs, keeping the horse steady and calm in this type of environment.
When preparing for such events, not all horses are suited for every situation. The Mounted Branch selects horses based on their breed, temperament, and size.
Okay, so presently, the most ideal breed that we use are the warm bloods. They are horses that came from Holland, right? The warm bloods, they have a good temperament. They are calm, they're intelligent, and they learn very, very quickly. Also, we look for the horses that are not as hyped, especially for this carnival duties. You don't need a hype horse in a carnival environment with civilians, vehicles, because you want to make sure and still maintain peace and order and safety in the community.
As important as training is, monitoring the horse's health during events is equally essential. Riders are trained to look for signs of stress or fatigue, and if a horse is showing signs of distress, the rider will take appropriate steps to ensure the horse's well-being. Assistant Superintendent of Police Renee Bain-Keller sums up the benefits of animal assistance for police.
The dynamics of Mounted and Canine is different to every unit in the service because we actually deal with livestock. And based on that, what we have found is that there's an increase in activity with civilians and police officers' interaction because of the animals. That is more likely that a civilian will come up to a police officer handling with the dog or upon a horse and engage us in conversation. So there's a lot of community engagement and a lot of excitement, especially when we do our therapeutic riding or especially when we do our community outreach programs.
The Mounted and Canine Branch says the animals allow a more positive view of policing.
Our goal is to have that police visibility, that softer side of the law, where it is more proactive and it's more restorative than punitive.
The four-legged friends bring extraordinary benefits to police and the community alike. We focus with Marie-Therese Bernard for TTT News.